Yo, so what is good, everybody on YouTube? We are back today with a brand new video, and sorry about the lack of upload this weekend, boys. I had a really busy weekend, but we're back here with a Philadelphia 76ers rebuild. I'm going to try to do this to the best of my ability. As you know, with these rebuilds, we try to do really fast in only a couple year turnaround. And this team has some very bad contracts they gave out. So before we hop into it, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to smack the like button and subscribe if you're new. So as you know, these Sixers have the number 21 pick in this draft. And it really needs to be someone that can contribute, in all honesty, because the Sixers are very good at messing up their draft picks, to say the very least. So let's see who's sitting there at 21 and who could potentially be a good fit for this team. And I like that right there in Aaron Nesmith. We need shooters on this team, and that's exactly what the kid does, man. That's exactly the type of player we could use, and I'm happy he's still sitting here for us at pick 21. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger. There are some other good players, but that's pretty much more or less what we need. And of course, we have one of the first couple of picks of the second round as well. Let's see Tyler Bay, who's not a bad player. Josh Green, potentially. But I would like to see if we could get like a backup point guard potentially here. Maybe one that can also shoot or create their own shots a little bit, because that's obviously some of the biggest issues for the Philadelphia 76ers. So let's go and look. Point guards, I see Trey Jones, and I really like that. So we're going to pull the trigger on that. And our next thing in office is getting rid of Al Horford, and we were actually able to pull together a trade where we gave away Zaire Smith and Al Horford to get back Buddy Hield and a first-round pick. I know that probably would never happen in real life, but 2K's letting it happen, so I will take it. Also shopping Josh Richardson, a very good player, but he didn't really seem to fit in too well with the Sixers team, and I couldn't find anything I really liked too much for him, so let's see if we add Tobias to the deal and a first, what we could potentially get back. Because, of course, this is a win-now try to trade here. And I would definitely do this one. D'Angelo Russell and maybe Jarrett Culver. That looks like a very good trade to me. Now I'm going to go ahead and actually trade Jarrett Culver in a first to get back Miles Bridges. So here we are in year one of me changing the team up. You'll be able to see kind of how it fully got constructed. Obviously, with the addition of D'Angelo Russell, we're going to be moving Ben to the power forward position, which he could definitely play for sure. And Matisse already starting to get better and better at an 80 overall now. Although I want him coming off the bench as the sixth man, because I got Bridges for his three-point shooting ability. So we kind of surrounded Ben and Joel with more shooters. Bridges can shoot the ball. D'Angelo Russell can shoot the ball. And, of course, Buddy can shoot lights out. So really helps out a lot. Our starting five right there is very good off the bench. We got Joe Harris, a shooter, Matisse Thybulle, Shake, Aaron Nesmith, and Quinn Cook. And we also drafted Trey Jones, and we have Jalen Smith as well. And we're going to send them both to the G League here in year one so they can start actually progressing a little bit better for us and be able more of a help in the future working with a 3.5-star system proficiency. Year one, Luka Doncic ends up getting an MVP, and would you look at that, Joel Embiid making a big step up there to the NBA first team, and we come in as the number 3 seed in the East. Not great, but it's pretty solid. You know, Embiid 24.4 points per game, 16 rebounds per game, having an absolute monster season. D'Lo coming and being the second highest scorer on the team, actually. Ben doing his thing as well. They're both getting a lot of assists, so they're both having a good time distributing. Now, the real thing here is how's that shooting going. Buddy shooting 45% from 3, D'Lo shooting 40, 39% from Aaron Nesmith. So we definitely added a lot of shooting to this team, which should help us in the playoffs here. First round matchup up against the Magic with Paul George and Paul Millsap, where we actually end up beating them 4-0, moving us in to the second round here, where we're going to be up against the Brooklyn Nets. And it looks like everyone put together a little bit of that win together. So second round here up against KD and the Nets, and boom, we knock them out 4-2, moving us to the Eastern Conference Finals. As we know, the Celtics are always a team that give these Sixers issues, so we're going to see how that ends up playing out here in the second round. Kemba, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, and Robert Williams. Very similar team to what they're working with in real life. So let's see how this one ends up going. And it's not looking great for us as we find ourselves down 3-1 and we get bounced. Kemba dropping 42 on us. Nothing new there, with Kemba absolutely destroying us when he was on the Hornets. And that's definitely a question mark, maybe, was the defense for us there. But the Celtics up against the Grizzlies in the championship here. Let's see who actually ends up taking it. Will Jason Tatum go ahead and secure it, or will Ja Morant clutch up? Coming back from 3-1, but the Celtics do take it. Jason Tatum getting a Finals MVP. Year 2 here. We did make a few more moves, I guess, as far as additions, and some more guys kind of getting better and better. Surprisingly enough, they're trying to bench D'Angelo Russell and put Trey Jones there. I don't like that. I'm willing to move some of these guys around, have some of them be bench players, but not really what I was hoping for right there. I'm willing to have Buddy come off the bench at the 6-man and let Aaron Nesmith start. That looks pretty good to me. A lot of shooting on this team. We added Jakob Poeltl as our backup center. Trey Jones went up to an 80 overall already in his second year here. So a lot of potential with that as well. So, I mean, the team's looking pretty solid to me, in all honesty. You kind of see what we're working with. It's really, really decent at this point. Kind of got rid of some of our biggest issues with those contracts that we had and the inability of shooting for the Sixers in the past years, and added a lot of players that kind of fit the role that we need. But let's see if that can translate possibly into a championship here in year 2. So here in year 2, Luka gets another MVP, averaging a triple-double with over 35 points per game, going absolutely insane, man. That kid is crazy. Embiid making the All-NBA second team. And our Philadelphia 76ers coming in as the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, 62 wins on the season. Embiid having a fantastic year yet again. D'Lo, our second highest scorer. And everyone just getting it done all together. In all honesty, a very, very good grouping of guys we have here. See how the playoffs end up going for us, man. Hopefully it goes pretty well. Working with a 4-star system proficiency, so not bad. And our first round matchups up against the 8th seeded Hawks led by Trae Young. And would you look at that, man? We come in the number 1 seed with 62 wins on the season. And we get upset by the Hawks, who were the 8th seed, man. That's classic Sixers for you. Clippers versus the Wizards in the finals. Interesting to see the Wizards make the finals already in this sim. And they actually end up winning it in 6 here, with Bradley Beal getting himself a Finals MVP award. And I wanted to give you guys another good year and try to get a championship, but things definitely did not go according to plan here in free agency. As you can see, Embiid decided to leave us and go to the Orlando Magic, man. Jeez. And that just made things even tougher. So we tried to get Jokic, we tried to get Bradley Beal, and it's just not gonna work, man. It's not gonna work. It stinks. But yeah, so we ended up getting some of our players back, of course. Jokic did not want to come here, and we end up having to settle for a older James Harden here on a 3-year deal. I mean, that's technically the best we can do to try and get someone really good in here and try to win a championship at this point. So let's see how year 3 is going to go. You're going to see what the squad's looking like. It's not too bad, but it could be a lot better. D'Angelo Russell, James Harden, Ben Simmons, Aaron Nesmith, Buddy Hield, Jalen Smith. And the issue might be that Daniel Tice is our starting center. We're going to see how this year works out, because potentially, hey, that is a lot of scoring power between Ben, D'Lo, and James Harden. But losing Embiid was something that I was not ready for at all in this sim. So you can see what our team is kind of looking like here. Let's put Daniel Tice as the starting center. There we go. But not too bad. Still have a lot of shooting ability. But we're going to see how it works out. Obviously, no one planned for us losing Embiid. Tough break. And we're working with about a 4-star system proficiency here in 2024. So we're going to sim to the end of the season, of course, and see just how this one ends up playing out. So, you see, we're rounding some decent wins here towards the end of the season with about 52, 53 wins here. So, we're definitely going to be a playoff team, but the question is, how much is losing Embiid going to hurt us? Luka, another MVP season, having an absolutely incredible season. Looking at the standings here, we still come in as the number 2 seed, 54 wins on the season. So, not bad, but I just don't know if we can win without him, in all honesty. I feel like a lot of this team's presence is Embiid being such a dominant big man. But, I mean, we're going to see. Having Daniel Tice as our starting center. Yeah, man. So, let's see how playoffs go. Let's hop into the first round here, where we're going to see a matchup up against look at that, the Atlanta Hawks again. Coming in as the 7th seed. We're the 2 seed. Are we going to get bounced by them again in a tragic, heartbreaking upset? I really hope we don't, man. We find ourselves up 3-1, and we actually bounced them this time without Embiid in 5. D'Lo dropping 30, 24 from Buddy Hield. Moving us on to the second round here, up against a Malcolm Brogdon, TJ Warren, and Sabonis-led Pacers squad. And they are up 2-0 on us and go up 3-1. And would you look at that? We get bounced, boys. What a tragic end to this sim.